How are we all? So I hope you've had a good week. So today is a day that I forgot to actually check on the calendar. I think it's about the 6th of April, maybe the 7th. So a little bit later today. I wasn't feeling so good at the start of the month, so, and then had you know, a few things going on over the weekend. People were at home, so instead of being at work. Terrible, I know. So yeah, so here we are. So Coco's joining us, sort of. She's not really paying attention, but yeah, you're here, aren't you? So yeah, so she's all good. She's been being nanny so this last couple of weeks. So I don't know if I've told you all, but I foster cats for our local cat rescue charity, and the one with the little boy we've got at the minute is he's very nervous around sort of people and noises and lots of different things, but he's taken a shine to Coco, and she's been looking after him. So when we've popped to the vets to have his jabs and that, she's gone in the box with him, so to keep him company. So yeah, being a proper little nana. So she's a good girl. But yes, so yeah, so this is an update video, so about a minute and a half in. I haven't actually told you what this video is, so if you're new here, this is a Flosstube video, so it's about stitching or and sort of knitting, crochet, basically my different hobbies, a little bit about cats, and me, maybe at the end, if I can think of anything to share. I'm not so good at talking about myself, so it's like life updates, and I'm like, I haven't done anything. I have no life. Like, I stitch and that's it. But we might come to that. So yes. So and so I'd like to start sort of similar to how I know Michelle Garrett does. So I'm just watching. There's somebody rubbing up against the tripod, and I didn't want them knocking it over. But yeah. So on this channel, Black Lives Matter, love is love. No human is illegal, science is real, feminism is for everyone, and kindness is important. And if you don't agree with those things, then there are many other Flosstube channels that you could watch. So so feel free. I won't feel bad if you unsubscribe and go away. 200 subscribers. I broke 300 subscribers, so there's now 310-ish, which is quite a scary number. So welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for coming back to all my regular subscribers. It's a really weird emotion, like when you feel that people are watching and sort of want to see what I'm doing, and that's how I'm pretty sure that some of you are only here for Coco, but you know. Anyway, so we'll start on some of my whips. I've got some whips. I've got a little bit of post and sort of a couple of a knitting and crochet piece to show you, and a couple of shout outs, and I think that's it for today. So so let's get going. So we're going to go in the order of my list, because if I don't go in the order that's in my list, I'll forget something and I'll get lost. So I haven't actually prepared this one to show you, because I got them all out of their packets so that it wouldn't be all sort of rattly, but that's as far as I got. So here we go. So this is Dark Queen of the Sea, Sal. So she is a piece by Autumn Lane Stitchery, a stitch along for this year. Well, I think it wasn't this year, it started in September, I think, but it's so I think we're on piece 7 or 8 now out of about 10-ish, I don't know, but we're getting there. So here is what I've got so far. So the fabric was from something to do with water, can't remember. Yeah, nothing. It was the recommended fabric, so I know she's called Leslie, but that's as far as I got. So yeah, so I'll put a photo up of where I was last time, if I've got one, or a screenshot from my last video. But here she is this time. So this month I hadn't done, I think the previous months I hadn't quite finished yet. So I did the, the ink. So this is ink and a little magical swirl, and then we've got the two corners, and then I added her crown and her horns. So the horns were not charted, they were charted as sort of coral, but there was a picture that Aaron shared of sort of a rough sketch of the design, and she had horns in that one, and I fell in love with that. And then when he didn't chart with horns, I was very upset, so I had to put horns on her, and that meant I had to rechart the crown a bit because it didn't fit. So there were the horns. So again, I did them just like long stitch, needle painting, embroidery, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so they're like that. I don't know why I bother showing it to the camera, because my camera never focuses anyway. So I'll probably insert a better picture there of her crown and her horns. And then she's got the ink, which I've done in the étoile threads, and little magical sort of vest there. But yeah, so I think we've had this month's start. So I haven't started on this month's yet, but we have some more seaweed over this side and a trident to pop in over there. So yeah, trident like that. She is topless, so I do cover her up for the videos just because I don't want to get reported for anything. But yeah, so there we go. If you follow me on Instagram, I am Zoe Robinson is my handle on Instagram, and there will be a picture of her without her needle minder on if you wanted to go and have a look. But yes, so that was Dark Queen of the Sea, and I put in 4,000 stitches on her to get her up to date. Oh, I have everywhere for piles. I didn't have a pile for bits that I'd shown. They can go there. Right, so Under the Sea fabrics. That was it. I knew I would remember it. So there we go. And that's Leslie, does Under the Sea fabrics. So then the next one on my list I have, I've buried behind this one. So let's pop that over there. Right, is my Heaven and Earth design pieces, my Hades. So this one is Bathtime by Selena Fennick. So I'll put a picture up of what it's supposed to look like. Actually, I think I have. Yeah, there we go. So I have a picture printed out of what she's going to look like. So that's what she's going to be. So she's made in bath. So I've been doing diagonals, so I've done sort of that much of her so far. And yeah, and this is just the bath here, a bit of her hair. And that there was some colours that were like it was a whole bulk block of a couple of these colours, so I just took them over, got in. So I managed to do just 2,700 stitches in her. So I didn't meet my 4,000 goal, so I was a little bit behind. So hoping to get a bit extra work on her sort of this month. So that was that one. So this is it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's full coverage. I'm doing that on 25 count 1/1 full cross. And my brain's just gone and I've run out of things to say. So yeah, talk amongst yourselves. So now I've decided that I'm just going to keep going, and I might cut out some of my little blip bits, because a lot of videos I take 4 or 5 goes to get it all the way through, and I find I'm rushing and then I panic and forget a load of things. So yeah, so I'm going to drink some of my coffee. I might crop this bit, so you might not see this bit, but we'll see how we get on. Oh yeah, so Bathtime is my 5-year goal piece, so I'm hoping to have it done within 5 years. So you're quite happy there, aren't you? Yeah. So there we go. So my other Haid is by Amy Stewart. So this is a supersized max colour Amazing Animal Kingdom bookshelf. So on a giant frame. Let me just peg the threads up so they don't fall down. There we go. And this one's been worked horizontally. So here we go. So this is what I've done this month. So I think last month I just worked on the polar bear's bum there. That's all Cryonics, that's all one colour, so I just worked it. And I filled in down here. So this is going to be a little baby polar bear. And that just down there. And this is a stack of books that works up there. So, and I think I've just made it above the polar bear to start working up and continuing my diagonal there. So this is on 28 count, 2/110. It's like a cafe latte, coffee, Lugana. So just a generic piece because I knew I'd be doing a lot of light colours and I didn't want to work on white. But yeah, so obviously she's all rolled up there. So I think I'm almost up to 6% on this one. So, you know, getting there. So this piece is a 20-year goal on that one. Again, I know I could do it in 5 years at the rate I stitch, but only if I stitched on that piece. And like I said, this month I left a lot of my stitching to quite near the end of the month to do. I did manage 4,038 stitches, so I did just reach my goal, but it was a slog. It was hard going. I think I actually worked a couple of days into April on that to get that. And yeah, when I was only stitching, it was an hour or two when I was doing it, because I just didn't want to be working on it, but I had the goal to meet, so I was making myself work on it and I was going slow. So that's how I know that I can't sort of keep working on the same pieces. But yeah, so it's really nice. I've got I can see that polar bear now, so that's the last big polar bear. Oh, are you going to be annoying? Oh, you're going to start knocking things? Oh, yes, of course you are. Can't take her anywhere. So that was that piece. And then my next whip, I picked this up for a little bit. So I take part in the Magical Stitches challenge group. So this was, I can't even remember what prompt this was for. No idea, but I put in 1,000 stitches on this piece. So I believe this is Caesar. This is Caesar, Emperor Caesar. But yeah, so I think I finished this lady, this man, and that is the lexicons. That was the first, I think there were laws. It's the first written laws. I might have just made that up, I don't know, but yes. So yeah, so that was 1,000 stitches into there. And I think I finished little, is it Galileo down there? I can't remember who that is. It's an old person, mathematician. But yeah, so that piece, so this is Clouds Factory. This was a sale that they did a few years ago. Clearly I didn't keep up. So I'm still working on this, and this is using, I bought the kit from Clouds Factory, so it's using the kit fabric. And I believe this was the first project that I used that had the étoile threads in it. So, but yeah, so that one, keep plodding away. There's going to be 3 rows of sort of people or historical figures and sites. And that's that one. So I put 1,000 stitches into that. I think that was for a couple of prompts maybe here and there. My next piece, so I did work quite a bit on this one. I sort of quite enjoyed having this piece out again. Oops, nearly dropped that one. This is my black work piece, so it was quite relaxing to do, sort of quite methodical, just to keep sort of plotting away on a repeating pattern. So this is by Doodlecraft Designs, and it's going to be a chessboard. It's done in one of the DMC Colorist threads, 4513 I believe. So it's on 18 count Ada, and this is where I'm up to now. So I think I've still got this square to fill in, but I managed to finish a couple of the other squares, and this is the edge of the chessboard, then I've got the little border to go on. But yeah, so I really love some of these patterns, and like I said, they're nice repeating patterns. It's quite nice and methodical just to sort of stitch away on there. So I use 2 strands for the cross stitch and 1 strand for the black stitch in the middle of the thread there. So yeah, so one day I'll get that finished and I'll finish it into an actual chessboard that we can play, which would be nice. So, but yeah, so I think I've just done sort of this little section here, but you know, we're getting there, slowly but surely. So, oh, I think you're going up to bed. Oh no, you've been a nuisance. Coco, shouldn't be up there. Thank you. But yeah, she knows she's not allowed on the counter, on the sideboard. So, so yes, I did 1500 on that piece. So, which was quite nice to do. And then I pulled out my little piece. So this one, I didn't know what to work on, so I thought I'd pull out something really small. So this is in the Ultimate Cross Stitch Travels. I don't know if you can still get this. It was volume 16 from 2018. There. But yeah, this is this piece designed by Maria Diaz. So it's like an old map with the 4 elements around it. And this one I'm doing on, I think it's 32 count. It's either 32 or 36 over 1. And that's where I've got to. So this is Africa. I've finished Africa here, and I've got India. Yeah, India there, and sort of coming into Asia, and I think it's the Philippines down here. But yeah, so this is going to be a nice small piece, sort of just to tuck somewhere. You know, I don't know how I'm going to finish it, but yeah, so lots of teeny tiny stitches. This is using DMC 1 strand over 1. So yeah, so it's I mean it's small to work on, you know. I mean, it's not hard, it's just small, so it's a bit more time consuming, I think, because you have to watch where you're going with the stitches a bit more. I don't know, but yeah, so that's that one. So I put in 2001 stitches in that piece. So I got quite into that. I think I was working on that one. I wasn't feeling so good, so it just gave me something tiny to focus on, that I had to focus. So yeah, that was that one. Then I picked up my temperature tree again. So this is Stitching Mummy's temperature tree from a couple of years ago now. I can't remember if it was last year's or the year before. But anyway, but I am doing 2 of these. So I'm doing one for the year I was born and one for the year we're in now, which I turned 30, or I did turn 30. So this is the 1991 tree. So I thought I'll get that one done and finished, and then I can do the current year sort of after this one's finished. But yeah, so I've almost finished the branches. I think I've got three more branches to do up here, and I've popped in a couple of the cooler leaves over here in December, just because I had to borrow that colour from one of my other pieces, so I thought I'd do all of that one first. But yeah, so this is January and February's branches, and I've just started on March's leaves. So you can see we had a little cold spell here in February. But yeah, So actually this this year we'll have some quite interesting temperatures, because we at the end of March we went from sort of about 10 degrees Celsius up to 20, sort of one day after the other. Then it was 20 for a couple of days, and then it went back down to 10. So that was quite a big jump that we had for a few days. So that'll make an interesting blip in my next tree that I do. So this is on a fabric flare fabric that I get from Sew It All, SEW, sewital.com. It's a 36 count cloud stone. So it's ever so slightly mottled, like grey, grey beige, like a warm grey mottling. But it's sort of very slight mottling. You can sort of see little bits better on the camera. Yes, so that's what I'm working on. I wanted quite a plainish colour background, because I didn't want anything to take away from the tree, but I also didn't want to work on white. So I'm picky like that. So that one I did, oh, I'm not sure, I did, it says 365 stitches, but then I've actually been working on this one the last couple of days. So I think I've put in about another 1,000 stitches into the branches, because I've done another couple of branches, but I haven't counted all up those stitches yet. They're on my Pattern Keeper app, so I just haven't counted them. But yeah, so that's what I worked on there. And then I couldn't resist a new start. So this was towards the end of the month when I was getting into a bit of a slump. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start something new. Because I know I'd said that in my last video that I had ordered my chatelaine kit and the threads for Pandemic. So I got a notification this morning that my chatelaine kits had shipped. So they should be here at some point. I have no idea what the shipping speed is going to be like at the minute, so it'll get here when it gets here, you know, not a lot I can do about it. And the thread for my Pandemic arrived about an hour ago. So I thought, I want to start something new, I'm just going to pick something. And this kit I got from my parents for my birthday. They bought me this. It's a Dimensions Max the Cat. So it's these 3 little portraits of a blue Prussian cat. So I'm starting on the top one. I did swap the fabric out from the Ada. It was a 14 count Ada. I swapped it out for a 36 count linen from Picture This Plus. If you hold up, I did keep the little baggie. Yes, Picture This Plus 36 count Oaken Edinburgh. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see it, but that's what this is. So the only difference is, as it's a Dimensions, if you've ever worked a Dimensions kit, you know that it sometimes wants 1 strand, 2 strand, 3 strand, etc. The 4 strand is the thickest I've gone up to on this, where it's called for 5 strands. I've just stuck with the 4 because the 5 would, no way. And I've worked all of the background on that first page, so on that first picture. So this is supposed to be blank, this little bit down here, and then I've just started a little bit on his paw there. But yeah, so as you can see here, that's where the fabric shows through. But yeah, I just really liked this fabric with it. So that's where we're going with that one. And yeah, so I think that was, what was that, 3,500 stitches to get the background in on that one. But yeah, so that took me sort of quite a few days to do, but it was a nice break from everything else, and it was just fun to have a new start. So but that one's probably going to get popped away for a little bit now, now that my Pandemic thread arrived. So, you know, we'll get there. And my last whip is my Swan in the Moonlight piece. So this was a piece that I charted myself from an image, a free to use image that I found on Google, and I used a pattern charting software many years ago. So this is my oldest piece. This piece is now maybe it's 14 years old, give or take. So, and this is the sort of top left quarter of the design there. So I'm just working through the moon as I come along there, and that says Moonlight Inspirations, but it's I haven't done the back stitch through the letters yet, so they don't show up quite as good. But yes, this is just a regular 18 count white Ada. But yeah, so yeah, slowly but surely I put in 1,000 stitches, so we'll keep plodding away on that one, sort of here and there. So like I said, I'm using Andrea C's method of each month working on either my oldest piece or my smallest piece. So last month I put some stitches in that, so this month I need to get out my smallest piece, which is, my next smallest piece is, now I finished that one, didn't I? So I've got, it's probably my Full Moon by Masha Brovko. So I will be digging that one out to work on this month. But yeah, so that was all my whips and a tiny little bit of plans. Well, a very tiny bit. I literally just told you that I was going to pull out my smallest piece at some point. So I've got a couple of shout outs. So they're new people that I've been watching this month. A month is a long time between videos to sort of shout out new people. I've watched so many people. I think you're able to see the people that I've subscribed to, like if you go on my subscriptions or something. I don't know. If you can, you'll probably see there's I have about 300 people that I subscribe to. So because I don't work, because I can't work, and I spend most of my time stitching, I always have Flosstube in the background. So I get through 6 or 7 hours of Flosstube every day, and I listen to everyone on double speed. So I get through quite a lot of videos, so I'm always subscribing to new people, always adding new people to my list to make sure that I don't run out of things to watch. But yeah, so if you ever need some new people to subscribe to, check out my subscription list and just pick somebody and have a look. But I will shout out a couple of people. I'll try and shout out a couple of people every video that have stuck out to me. So a new person that I've been watching is Hannah over at Hannah Lillian Hyssop. So she is a UK stitcher, and she is also part of the clergy at the Church of England. She's adorable to watch. So yeah, she's got 2 videos out, so she's only just started. Fingers crossed she'll have a new video out soon. If you happen to watch this, Hannah, then yes, it's me asking you for a new video, please. But yeah, I don't know if she'll watch me. I don't know if she'll watch me. But and also, oh gosh, I forgot her name. Is it Megan? I don't know. I think I made that up. Over at Witchcraft. So which is in the question, what, who, which, Witchcraft. So her name is from, because she's always deciding which craft to work on next. So yeah, so she has about 10-ish videos up now. So I did binge watch right through for her. She's also in the UK, so it's always exciting when I find another UK stitcher. Even though I'm sure there are UK stitchers, but it's just, you know, exciting. So yeah, so there's 2 new people to add to your list to go and watch and go and check out now. So I have a little bit of shopping that came. Well, I mean, it's shopping stuff that I've ordered. Like, I don't know, it's from Apple. It's basically one thing. But this is my so I get the Silks for You Silk of the Month pack. So this is this month's pack here. So, or I'll say this is actually February's pack that came this morning, but as it's coming from Australia, I always get it like a month after everyone else would have got them. So you've probably already seen these, but yeah. So these are 5 colours, so they're variegated I love this blue, yeah, and the purple in the middle. It is a bit more purple than it's showing, the pink. Yeah, well, that's a little bit better, I think. Yeah. But yeah, so that was my Silk of the Month pack that came. And then I asked her to pop in a skein of her natural silk, so just plain colour, if I can get it out of the baggie, whilst making the obligatory crinkle crinkle sound that we're supposed to say, I think. But yeah, so, and this is, where's the thread? But yeah, there we go. So there is a skein of, it's just plain, so it's just a plain silk, so nothing scary, but yeah, so just plain natural silk to work on for the pandemic piece, which I also didn't take out of this packet. But yeah, so this was Long Dog Samplers Pandemic from last year. So this is the fabric that I've got to work on. So this is a 40 count Southern Lights by Crafty Kitten. So I think I'm still waiting on the replacement piece of another colour from her. So I know she's having problems with shipping at the minute, I think, or supply or something. I don't know. She said something. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing the whole piece in this plain sort of ecru, not ecru, cream linen silk on the linen, 40 count. I was debating whether to do it over one. I might give that a go, but I don't know how sort of thick the silk would appear over one, and whether the definition would get lost, because I know in the sampler in the pandemic there is also some back stitch and some cross stitch, so I wouldn't want the back stitch to get lost in between the crosses, so I might have to give it a go in the corner and just do a little bit of 1 over 1 and see what I think of that. Whether I'll do it over 1 or over 2 will just depend on how this stitches up. So, but yes, so oh, I love stitching the silks. They're so soft. Gosh, Coco's giving me the really weirdest look right now, like she doesn't even know what I'm doing. But yeah, so it's the most terrifying glare I've just had from my cat. So probably wondering why I'm rubbing some silk on my face. Yeah. But yes, anyway, that's really off-putting. She's just staring at me. I can't do this. Coco, come on, go out to sleep. But yes, so yeah, that was my mad dash through everything from this month. A few life updates. Nothing exciting's really been happening in the UK. We've had, I think there has been an announcement that some places are starting to come out of lockdown. You can now meet in small groups outside. I think a lot of it doesn't apply to me, so because I'm disabled and I have a compromised immune system, I have to stay isolated anyway, so I can't see people apart from the people in the house that I live with. So yeah, so I haven't paid too much attention because it doesn't apply to me. But yeah, I think some shops are reopening, like essential shops are opening, whatever essential, you know, whatever the government deems as an essential shop, I suppose. But yeah, so nothing too exciting happening. I'm still waiting for dates for surgery and things like that were cancelled and postponed because of the pandemic. But yeah, nothing too exciting. I know I haven't been that good lately. Sort of when my depression's not been great, so I've been struggling to do things. Like this video has taken me 7 days to film. I was planning on filming on the 31st of March. I had everything sorted, I have everything out. I had my new tripod because I broke my old tripod. It was one of those little mini ones that I bought from like a £5 off of Amazon or something, and the little bit that clips the bit that holds the phone to the bit of the tripod, that bit broke. But I found that I could attach the bit that holds the phone onto my dad's big camera tripod, so that's what I'm using. But yeah, so I had that out, I had that ready, and then I just sat here and I couldn't do it. My brain was just like, nope. So yeah, depression sucks. So, because it doesn't give you a reason, you just can't do things for no particular reason. Like, there's literally no reason I couldn't do it. But yeah, every day I was like, oh, I'm going to do my video today, and I'd come down and I'd sit down and I'd just be like, nah. So, but I made myself this morning, I made myself come and sit down, and I'm glad I did it. You know, it was exciting to do. I'm still not fully confident doing the videos. Like, I still find it really strange talking to myself, because that's me on the picture, but yeah, so it's still a bit awkward. But yes, so, oh, and I also found, actually, bonus tip for anyone else that uses their mobile device for everything, is that if I open my YouTube account on a laptop or you know, computer or anything, I actually have like 4 times the amount of comments than what appear on my phone. So I found a whole bunch of comments from old videos that I never even knew were there. So I've gone back through and I've tried to read through all of them and heart them all. So if I heart your comment, I've read it. Obviously if I reply to it, then I must have read it as well. But and if I haven't, it just means I haven't seen it, because I haven't been on the computer and it doesn't show me on the phone for an unknown reason. But I did find a comment that I haven't replied to yet, and I read it last night. I can't remember who it was from, but if you happen to watch this before I get around to replying to your comment, then you'll know it's you. But it was from one of my giveaways a couple of videos ago, and one of the patterns didn't go. I think it was the trees one, and you'd said, oh, you would have loved the trees one, but you were too late to enter. Nobody did claim it, so if you still want it, message me your address and I will send that one to you. And the same goes for any of my other giveaways that I've had with the patterns. Like, if you watch it later and like the giveaway's closed, something, if no one claimed that design, as long as message on the video that the piece was in, so that I know which one you're talking about. And
on the wheel.
Oh, okay. Bye-bye. But yeah, so message me on the video so I know which one you're talking about. And if I still have it, then you're more than welcome to it. So yeah, the same goes for any of my other giveaways. Like, if you see something, if it didn't get claimed and you still want it, just message me on the video or something. So and if I've still got it, I can give you it, so that's fine. So I haven't got my patterns down here for giving away. I have one which I'm going to show you, and then I've got a couple more that are upstairs, so I'll add an extra wee video in with that one. So oh, and I have a couple of knitting bits to show, so I'm going to show you that now. And then do the giveaway at the very end with that piece, because I actually completely forgot on my last video to do the giveaway because I was that organised. So yeah, so knitting, crochet. So this is a new cast on this month. I blocked it yesterday, so it's all blocked and ready to go. And this is using a, no, can't remember, I'll have to, future Zoe will do it for me, won't you? You'll write it in, yarn, so from my local wool shop. But yeah, so this was a free pattern, I'm sure it was a free pattern from somebody, also future Zoe will write that in. But yeah, so it's an asymmetrical shawl. So it goes all the way along. You use the 3 colours, just the same 3 colours, and the pattern actually gives you like a percentage of the colours to use. So rather than saying I'll do 10 rows, you can make it as big or as small as you want using your wool, the amount of wool you've got. So it's like, oh, do this until you've used, you know, do this pattern until you've used like 30% of the white and 10% of the yellow or something. Now each of my balls were 100 grams, which made it really easy, because then what I did was I actually weighed my yarn, and then I had my little kitchen scales next to me, and once I thought I'd done about the right amount, I just weighed the yarn and then sort of saw how many grams that I'd used, and if that was right, and then that's what I did. And then yeah, I think I had, the only one that I ran out of was this blue just here, and actually I hadn't tied it off properly, so when I blocked it, it came out, so I need to re-block them ends in. But yeah, I was 5 stitches short of the blue there, so I had to do it right, and that was it. That was the only bit I ran out of, was that little blue. And then it had an I-cord edging on, which was the first time I'd done that, so that was quite fun to do. But yeah, so this is sort of a new shawl. It's actually come out a lot bigger. Once I blocked it, it was a lot bigger and chunkier than before. But yes, but it's nice and snuggly, sort of to do. But yeah, like I say, it's asymmetrical, so like one end's longer than the other. But yeah, but it's nice, it's soft, it's quite airy. So I think I did it on needles that were half a size bigger than it called for. So it is, I mean, you can sort of see, you can see through it in places. So it is a bit more airy, so it's a bit lighter, so more of a spring. So when it's too hot, to wear in spring, but it's not hot, like it's not hot enough. Let me start again. That bit where you're going from winter into spring, where it's still cold, so you want to wear a scarf, but it's not so cold that you need a giant scarf. That's what I meant. So that's for this time of year. But yeah, so that's that one done. So I will refold that later. As you can tell, I'm highly organised. Everything just gets dumped around me and then I fix it later. And then my whip, so I pulled this one back out. So after Andrea C mentioned as she was watching some of my old videos, she said, oh, that piece was really nice, and I thought, oh yeah, I've got that piece. I need to work on that. Maybe I should go get that out. And I got this out. So this is Sacred Space Cal. And she did message, she actually checked, and it is still free on Crystal and Crochet's website. If it's not that, I'll write it in. But yes, it's a free stitch along, so it comes in about a dozen parts, and she has a picture and a written tutorial for each part. So there have been some where I've used the images, so the pictures, because I just didn't understand what some of the stitches were. So a lot of these stitches were brand new to me as we went. So this little sort of flower stitch was, which is actually nice, which you can't quite see, but you do sort of the leaves to the flower there, and then you do the flower bud, and then you do the top of the flower, which is really cute. So yeah, so I'm using Sheepyez whirls. So this took 2 whirls, and that's what I've got left. And it is supposed to be a square throw. So basically you do it round to a certain size, and then you do the corners, and then it makes it square. And I knew that I didn't have enough to be able to do the corners to make it square. So after the flowers, that was the last bit of the round, I've just continued going round in a circle with it until I ran out of yarn. So I sort of did a step stitch there over that, and now I'm going to do a shell stitch all the way around, and then see how much yarn I've got left after that. I might just do another sort of single crochet, double crochet all the way around. Double crochet if you're in England, single if you're in America. I believe the pattern is written in British terms, but it's quite easy to convert from American to English. We use the same terms, but for 1 stitch bigger. That's it. So, but yeah. So I'm very nearly finished this one, which is nice. So that means I can start on another blanket soon. So as with my stitching, I do have lots of different knitting and crocheting, various different knitting and crocheting bits on the go at once. So I'm due to start another, now that I finish that shawl, I can start another shawl. But I also have a cardigan that I'm working on. Now this is a drops from Drops Design Studio, and they have hundreds of free patterns on their website. Garn Studio, Garn Studio, is where I get them from. So this is a raglan yoke cardigan, top down, and then I think you just add the collar on at the end. So it's buttoned, so I've got some buttonholes on the banding as I go down. The sleeves will be, I'll pick up these stitches and then do the sleeves in the round afterwards. And we have a pocket as well that's going to be finished afterwards too, because there must be pockets in clothes. You know, we have things to carry as well. So yeah, so I've got sort of half a pocket done, and then you do the other half and stitch it together. But yeah, and so this is a double knit yarn, and I can't remember for the life of me. As soon as I picked it up, I thought, oh yeah, I should check what yarn that was. It is some sort of variegated world yarn, but I can't remember who from, so I'm going to have to add that in later. But sort of you have all the different colours that run through it. Now, as you might tell, I'm actually using all three balls of it at the same time, because I didn't want, each section is quite a chunk, so it'd be like a chunk of the dark pink, a chunk of light pink, a chunk of, you know, and I didn't want my cardigan to be blocky. I didn't want it to be really stripy all the way down. So what I'm using is I'm actually using all three balls at the same time, and sort of doing one row with each ball, and then going back with another ball. So I have sort of all three attached at all times, but then that gives it the sort of variegated, sort of just a nicer effect. It does mean that, you know, I have to work on keeping them all untangled, keeping all the ends in check and that, but it's, once you get into it, it's not too bad to do. So yeah, so I'm then just carrying the yarn up the side, because I've only got to carry it over 2 rows each time. So I'm just carrying it up the edge, sort of, and you can't tell that that's what I've done. So, you know, you can't tell that the yarn's been carried up the two edges. So so yeah, and it's still got the tension there that the rest of it has. But yeah, and that is how I'm doing that piece. So so yeah, like I'm doing each strand, so you know, one strand will go there, then the second colour comes back, then the third colour goes back over here, ready for me to start with the first colour again and bring it over. So so yeah, so that effect only works for like an odd number of strands, but yeah, and then you get this sort of more variegated run through. I just liked that one, and then I'll do the same for the sleeves as well, as I go around with the sleeves. So just so that they all match. But yeah, and so I think that's it for my whips. That was my knitting, my stitching. My plait needs rebraiding. It's a bit smushy. But yeah, and so to stop my giveaway, like I said, I finished this piece last month. So this is the Piece Dove by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So in here is the pattern and threads. I think there's enough thread to do it again, but the threads are just DMC, and all the numbers are in there in case one runs out. And somebody actually commented on my other video when I said I didn't really know what it was stood on. She says it was mistletoe, and I googled pictures of mistletoe and that looks exactly like that. So yes, so because she said I think it's mistletoe, but because I think that's what it looks like. So I thought, well, I'll see what pictures of mistletoe look like, and yeah, and she was right. She remembered correctly that that's exactly what mistletoe is. So yeah, so that's what it looks like. That's possibly not a very clear image. I literally can't tell. Is that any clearer? No, whatever. But anyway, so I'll be giving this away on the channel. So if you want this one, say you'd like to stitch the Piece Dove, or or whatever, you know, and I'll search through all the comments and find that one. So I have a couple of other patterns that are magazines that I'll add in. So this will be shipped sort of as is. I'll just pop this in a jiffy bag with obviously your address on. The other patterns, the ones that are magazines, they'll be tri-folded and put into a DL envelope and posted to you. If you don't want a pattern that's been ripped out of a magazine and folded, then don't ask for it, like, you know. But yeah, so I'll add those in. So for the giveaways, so please be over 18 or have somebody that's over 18 to give me your address, and that's a parent or guardian, whatever. Please be a subscriber, so that would be nice to have, because it'd be nice if it goes to someone that's going to stitch it at some point, you know, a stitchy person. So, and don't mention the words giveaway or freebie or anything like that, because I really don't want 700 spammy comments from random people that just want to enter giveaways because they want free stuff. So I think they're the three rules. Nothing, when I say rules, they're kind of guidelines, but you know what I mean. So but yeah, so I've got this one. I'll pop in a little video of me on the bed upstairs with the others out from magazines. And hello, so here is the giveaway for this video. So it's a bit shaky. I'll try and keep my hands out of the light as well. So we've also already got the dove piece, which I showed you downstairs, and then there's these three. So this is a design by Doreen Jones, and it is called Harvest Delights or Fruit Basket. So, and this is this one. So it's got the lovely little blackbirds and all the different fruit. So if you like this one, say that you'd like to stitch the fruit basket, and that's that one. And that is, does it say a size? Yeah, it says it'll be 16 by 18 inches of fabric. So obviously you'll need it, the size will be less than that. That's how much fabric you'll need. And then we've got this one, which is a Celtic Bride when it focuses. Ooh. So this is designed by Shannon, Wasleaf. I apologise if I've done that one wrong. So that's this one. So that'll be the Celtic Bride, or the bride. And that's a similar size to the other one. And I think this one is a similar size again. So this is a Leslie tier Down on the Farm. And that's a full coverage. This one is sort of like an autumn farm with the pumpkins and the sunflowers. So yeah, so there we go. So that'll be the 4 giveaways for this video. So yeah, and I'll draw those at the end of the month before I do my next video. And yeah, so nothing exciting in plans. I've got my 2 brigades to work on as normal. I'm going to start I'm going to start Pandemic. I'm going to start that one today, so that'll be exciting. So and then I'll decide obviously whether I'm going to do it over 1 or over 2. If I can't decide, I'll probably put a picture up on my Instagram and be like, what do you guys think? But yes, I am going to try and post a bit more on my Instagram feed, so take a few more photos of my whips as I'm working on them. Oh, also this month I've got the Queen, Dark Queen, to work on her trident as well. So, and like I said, there will be, when I do post pictures of her, if you swipe through the photos, you'll see the one of her sort of topless, if you wish to see it like that. It's up to you. It's there, you know, like if you want to go and see it. That's how I've stitched it, so there we go. And that's it. Do a bit more crochet, a bit more knitting. I have some new finger splints now for my crochet, so, and I've got some new gloves coming hopefully at the end of the month from the hospital, to sort of help keep my finger joints in place. But I have a couple of new sexy splints to stop my fingers bending the wrong way. So yeah, so you know, this one's just held on with a hairband at the minute, just to stop it sort of popping out. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get some more, some extra stitching in and that. Oh, and if you wanted to know my totals, I did 20,108 stitches this month. So in January I did nearly 15, in February I did nearly 17, and then this month I did just over 20. So each month has been creeping up slowly and slowly. So 20 I think is a good number to try and reach. I think 20,000 a month is doable with my other hobbies, so we'll aim for that this month as well. But yeah, so stay tuned for a bit more of a giveaway, and I will see you all soon. So maybe in a month, maybe sooner, depending how I feel on that. And hopefully I won't take too long editing all this, and it won't take me 2 weeks to get it uploaded. So so yeah, so I will say bye-bye. I'll probably put in a couple of cutesy pictures of Coco for you, since she's now left and gone to bed. Very lazy, isn't she? Terrible. But yes, so enjoy your day, be nice, stay safe, and I love you all. Yes, bye-bye.